G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 9 of my Beginner's Fire Pets Cabalist playthrough. Last episode we got up to Fort Ikon, which is all the way up here. And I'm just looking through my quest journal, or my active quests here, and worked out eventually that I hadn't actually done a lot of the Bloodgrove stuff. So I'm going to go back to the Bloodgrove. Actually going to go back to Sorrow's Bastion and run north. And I'm just going to do those two quests. Now, they're not going to be particularly difficult. It's literally just clicking on a bunch of corpses and picking up the loot, and rescuing the farmers, and the farmers are always kind of in the same spot, so shouldn't take too long. I think this is a byproduct of going the wrong way, as it were. Because I don't normally go into the cave to get this helmet, it's kind of thrown off my pathing. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened anyway. Doesn't really matter, we'll get it done. So, Black Legion insignia, that's what I'm here for. Let's get it done. Alright, another one, and may as well do the totem. I mean, it'd be rude not to, right? Speaking of things that are rude, let's go ahead and take out Bolvar again. Down he goes, no good loot, probably. Mask of Delirium, nah, none of that. Pick it all up though. I did see Wraithbound there. Oh, the other change I made in between episodes is I just chucked the leg plates of Valor on. I think I was wearing Bismail Sec pants. I generally don't wear the Bismail Sec pants while I'm leveling, and then I get to level 100 and I go and farm them like never. I just use the Wild Shorn leg plates. Technically speaking, if you get a triple rare, they can be really, really good. But it's just kind of not needed. It's a lot of farming. And it's a lot of running to get to the area where the Guardian spawns. And then they're just kind of okay. There's another piece of perdition, so that's 4 pieces. Once again, it's everywhere when you don't want it. And when you're actually making a character that uses it, good luck finding it. 4% armor, 1% more chaos. I think I'll just leave that. Right, so, farmers. We got to get the farmers, and we've got to get a couple more Black Legion insignias. One more, actually. Nearly ran past this blue item. So I'm checking for areas like this, basically. And the other one, I want to say it's over here. I think I can see the edge of it there. So let's go check that one. Is it going to show up on the mini-map? Yep, there it is. Okay, beautiful. So we found these guys, prisoners crying out for help. I can get you back to Homestead, and there is our 5th Legion insignia. So, back to Homestead, let's turn all this in. And yeah, as I was saying about the Bismail Sec pants, it's a decent amount of running to get a chance at an item that is marginally better than a very common purple at level 100. And while leveling, I would rather have the extra resistance as an armor. Right, so I will speak to Creed. There we go, found the notes. I'll see you in Fort Ikon. I think that's it. Oh no, the insignias, yep. Thank you very much, and I guess we should turn in this quest as well. Okay, lumber mill clear. I don't see anything on the map here for Homestead, so let's go ahead and spend our skill points. Now, Spirit 10, Cunning, I think I want a little bit of Cunning for higher level versions of the Burning Blade. Although, having said that, I'm probably only going to accidentally get one of these. The reason you want this weapon is the +3 to raise skeletons and then the conversion. And once you have that, it's kind of just good enough. You can use the level 20 weapon all the way to 100, so just chuck it into Physique. As far as skill points go, I'm pretty sure we're just pumping the bar now. I'll probably put 1 point in Lightning Strike, although you could happily skip this. Same deal with Emberclaw, actually. I think I will put 1 point into it for now. Alright, and let's head on up to Fort Ikon and continue on our way. Actually, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. We have ashes to deliver. And we are necromancers, so we are going to be over here with the Death's Vigil. A little bit of a run to get down here, but I think it'll be fine. Also, where is my doggy? I think I had him before and he desummoned when I put a point into him. Right. Yes, I have him here. Can we do the ritual? Let's go ahead and do the ritual. Oh, I was going to say, as is tradition, they've given me a blueprint for a relic that I already have, but turns out they've given me one I don't have this time. Usually, most of the quest rewards are going to be for blueprints you've already found. Sometimes, though, you do get a new one. I don't know why, but I found force auto-attacking the air seems to work on a lot of doors, even ones that don't open by, you know, bashing a wall down. Don't know why that works, just found that it does. Alright, so Soulkeeper Candrus, I was going to say Calandrus, but anyway. Let's go ahead and begin this. I'm pretty much going to Curse of Frailty anything with a star or a skull above its head, and basically just stay out of the way of the pets. Let's turn the loot off so I can see that I'm not standing in goop. Anything with a lot of health as well, like these skeletal monstrosities, probably worth cursing. Let's go for a bit of a walk. Round everybody up. Here's Noveria Stormfire, who we definitely want to get rid of. Yep, because of the thunder. That's the purple goop on the floor. As you can see, Sunders. Right, we are done, and I don't think we need to talk to any of them. I will, however, pick up all of the loot. Not expecting any of this to be actually good for me, but we got a blueprint. And we got a Bestial Rage Warhammer, so if we wanted to use that, we could get some bonuses to pets we don't have. Looks like we lost a couple of skeletons and all that as well, which is fine, we just resummon them. Vilescorn boots, I don't think I want those. Level 50, nah, it'll be fine. We'll find something better by then. Alright, this is the last quest I'm going to do for her. She's going to send us out to the backside of nowhere, so thank you for Flamebrand, and yeah, good chat. Actually, let's just confirm that is... Okay. We need Honored, so we can't do it anyway. Here you go. Super fancy, mega powerful sword. Enjoy. Okay, now we are going to Fort Ikon. And Fort Ikon, you really want to have better Aether resistances than I have. How is my... Bleeding is way over max, and same for my Elemental. So I'm going to go and swap this Wardstone out for another Aether Soul. So this is part of why I always tell people you can never have enough, what are they called? Aether crystals. Because if you want to swap from Wardstone to an Aether Soul, every Aether Soul is like, what, 24, I think? 24 crystals. So they're not cheap. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, that's 9. And then, maybe it's only 12. I think I may have been counting if you made the ectoplasm. Anyway, they are definitely not cheap. Excuse me, seems I have a frog in my throat. Okay, yeah, they're definitely not cheap, so you do want to be collecting any Aether crystals you can get, because, yeah, you're going to need them. That was a really nice summon. Look at all those big chunky boys. We'll get one more. There we go. All the pets out? No, we are missing the smelly potato. You know what? Let's just push all the buttons, see what happens. There we go. Okay. Now we're heading to Fort Ikon. So we're back to fighting Ethereals again, because we're going to be in the prison. After that, we're going to come out, we're going to be fighting Ethereals, and also on the other side of the Ethereals is a whole bunch of Chthonians. So we're also going to need Vitality and Chaos. Now, Chaos is fine. Aether is kind of fine as well. I mean, we're taking 9% extra, which is actually 45% extra damage from Ethereals compared to what we could be taking. But we do also have 12% less damage from ethereals and aether corruptions because of the aether souls, so it's fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Let's chuck all these in here. And pick up the quest. Honestly, you don't need to pick up this quest. That's a piece of conversation pie that you don't actually need to eat. You can happily skip picking that up and just go get the supplies. Assuming you know where they are, and they're always in the same spot. But assuming you know where they are, you can just go get them. We will be returning the supplies to the Black Legion and not to Homestead, just because the Black Legion reputation is much more useful than Homestead reputation, and much harder to come by. So we just want to prioritize it as much as possible, anyway. All right, let's head into the fort with the armory here, and we're just going to beeline for Lucius. Let's get through this. Maybe not as quick as we can, but we definitely want to just get through this. Get some free XP while the boys take care of things over there. Suppose we should eat that as well. One thing to keep an eye on is these flesh warped plate mails. These can be really, really good. This one's obviously not as good as the Perdition chest piece, but it does come with +3 to vulnerability. It can roll pet affixes. It can also roll resistances. This one is, yeah, it's not great. It's a whole bunch of stats, which is not horrible, but while you're leveling, you just want resistances. Okay, Legion supplies, always in this crate. Crate's always in the same spot. So we'll just grab that, and then we will be on our way here. Alright, there is also... where is it? That's over there. There's this little secret room here, which you can get into from this extremely secret and very well hidden door over here. Having said that, there's not a huge amount in here that's really super worth coming in for, but again, I just like the hidden loot. And since I'm here, I may as well pick it all up, right? Let's get out of here. So we're about halfway through the armory now. I'm going to start skipping things, although they will die behind me because pets. But you don't need to fight all of this stuff. Let's give our pets a little bit of healing and some extra damage while we wait to get through the doorway. And of course, I want the loot. 400,000 iron bits. Yeah, we're doing okay. Usually I get to the end of a playthrough and I'll be sitting somewhere around about 4 to 5 million, usually. So until I get to that point, more is always better. Well, actually, more is just always better. Okay, so, Commander Lucius. Yep, Lucius. The only thing you care about on this fight is that the Meteor Swarm doesn't target you. And if you're playing along with me, and you're more or less kind of similar stats here, you know, you come down, you've got a decent amount of pet damage, 270%. We're going to trigger Shepherd's Call there for another, what's that, 130, so we're at 400%. If you're kind of similar to me, he's not even going to get to cast the Meteor Storm, and you can just walk in and kill him. So let's just do that, but do keep in mind, he will first of all do a little... either a flamethrower, or he'll shoot balls out of his arm. Or he'll just die. But his usual pattern is he'll shoot either a flamethrower or balls. I can't remember which one comes first. Then he'll do the other one. And then he'll call down a meteor strike. And if you get hit by all of the meteors in the meteor strike, with 71% Aether Res, you'll be fine. It hurts, but you'll be fine. But that's the one you want to watch out for. It can hurt. Having said that, we are playing a pet build, and 2 of our pets will generate additional threat or taunt, depending on how many points you've got in their various attack skills. If you're following along, they're just going to generate additional threat. They won't actually taunt yet. But generally speaking, he will end up casting his big scary Meteor Storm on your pets and not on you. That's not a guarantee though, so you might want to evade it if it lives long enough to actually cast it. Now this section here, the Plains of Strife, these little white things on the ground, these are landmines, and if you run over them, they explode, and if the enemies run over them, they explode, and if your pets run over them, they explode. So, yeah, there's a lot of explosions through this area. And they do hurt. You can actually kill yourself with them, so if you get, you know, if you notice your health bar is disappearing, just stop moving. Alright, we're just going to get through this area again. Nothing too important through here. There was the Chthonic Rift back there, which I could go and do for the... Actually, do I even have access to that quest yet? Where are the rovers? Nope. So I need to get to Honored before I can do their quest. We could go and poke our head in there just because, but I'm not going to. Alright, I found the top here. And let's go on in to the Necropolis. So I'm feeling pretty much ready to take on the Loghorrean as I am. A little bit more vitality resistance would be good. I may just go and buy a potion for that one. Point in physique. And I'm just double checking. Probably should put a few more points in vulnerability. Having said that though, I do want to get Hellfire. Let's just have a quick look at the guide. What am I telling me that I should be doing at this point? What do we got? Get the auras and buffs. Yep. Yep. Max out Storm Spirit, Blood of Dreeg, max out Hellfire. Yeah, so we're going for Hellfire next. So as much as I would like more points in vulnerability, because this kind of doesn't do much at the moment, getting to Hellfire is actually probably more useful, I think. I haven't tested it, but I think it's probably more useful. Alright, more free XP here, Commission of the Necropolis. This is another lore note series that's actually pretty interesting. Kind of goes through why the Necropolis was built, what it's for, who built it, some of the little stories around them, and then there's a bit of a betrayal at the end, so it's, you know, it's a bit of fun. As with all things in Grim Dawn, it's a little bit grim, but it's decently fun. I really do think the lore notes are a part of, like, you know, the best part of this game, honestly. Alright, we have got a Flame Wall, Flesh-Warped Defender of Conflagration. That is actually a really good triple rare. So, I'll pick it up and sell it. If we have a look at that, so Flame Wall is a fire prefix, which, yeah, pretty good. Flesh-Warped Defender is a shield that has a fire bias, so it's a fire prefix on a fire base, and Conflagration is a fire suffix, so fire, 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 all the bonuses line up. This is a pretty good triple rare. I don't think I will use it, but maybe for a shield breaker, this could be decent. Or perhaps if you're doing a fire retaliation commando, could be good as well. For me, it's just extra iron bits. Which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, 8th crystal. Don't forget the 8th crystals. Yeah, give me this one too. There we go. And he's dragged himself out of the ground. Be rude not to kill him. Alright, more crystals. Love to see it. This doesn't happen very often, but it's always good when it does. Stanching of Corrosion. The stanching is going to be the bleeding res on that. And then the rest of it's kind of, yeah, whatever. Shroud of Ruin, that's stats and physical damage, so that's no good. Let's get Old Mate out of the ground. Nope, wrong one. Usually one of these Aether Crystals is actually a, what do they call them? The Flesh-Warped Abominations or whatever. The Aether Cows. This time, not so much, but often they are. Alright, let's see how good my memory is today. So, when I get to this part in the Gates of Necropolis, I like to drop a rift gate here, and tell everybody that I'm going to come back once I get to the next rift, and then forget about it. And you know, in 2 episodes' time, I'll remember, or maybe next episode someone will remind me in the comments, and, and I'll come back and do it then. But the plan is, drop a rift here, continue to the next rift gate, and then come back. Because there is a devotion shrine in that little crypt there, and I definitely want to get it. Speaking of devotion shrines, there's another one right here. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Cast Curse of Frailty on anything big and scary looking. There we go. And what were we doing? I think it was this, but no, nope, he's done. Okay, Tortoise then. So next point in Tortoise, bit of armor. Not horrible, not particularly amazing. Same with this one, we're going to get some armor. Not great, not horrible. And then Total Shell is the, I guess, the important part. Alright, let's be on our way here. We're continuing to head north until we get to the Rift Gate. At which point I will forget about my rift that I've left behind. Although if I keep talking about it, maybe I'll remember. Okay, here we go. I'm going to clear off any stragglers because there is a fight here, so we will be fighting. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, all this stuff should die relatively quickly. And one more wave, I think. Ooh, Elixir of the Void, that could be useful. Is that it? Are we done? I'm expecting NPCs here. Oh, I didn't. Okay, that's on me. Right, before we go back and talk to the NPCs, we're going to do this little crypt here. Now this crypt, you basically want to head around, kind of spiral into the middle. So you start here, you want to go this way, and then you come back and into the middle. It's like a giant number 6. Depending on where your doors are blocked through here, you may or may not actually get to make a 6. So like this one, last time I came through, I could walk through here. This time I have to kind of go around. All the skeletons are melting in the bleed pools, but it's fine. We just pretend that they are ammunition, and we keep pushing. There we go. More ghouls, more bleed pools. It's fine. Again, just keep pushing. Dreadnought footpads. I think I'm wearing those, aren't I? Yeah, so that's at best an upgrade in stats. Alright, we're just going to push through here. Now, there might be a totem. I think I will do it if I find one. But I'm happy to not find it as well. Oh, there's the totem. I guess we will be doing the totem after all. Is it ancient? Yeah. Ancient spirit totems. Could potentially get a decent offhand out of this. It's pretty unlikely, but it is possible. Alright. We had a corrupted hero, you can tell by that. And he's just wiped out my pets. So let's re-summon them all. Also found a double rare here, a Dervish's Star of Supremacy. This is an example of a bad double rare. So Dervish is one of the masteries, which is going to be giving +2 to Resilience, which is an Oathkeeper skill, and Nidala's Hidden Hand, which is a Nightblade skill. And then of Supremacy is basically a physical and +2 levels to Force Wave. So it's got bonuses for 3 different masteries, and you can only pick 2 at a time, so it's kind of not good. You do want to check those for resistances though, so potentially could still be useful. In this case, not so much. Okay, there's another piece of Perdition. We're not wearing the helmet, but we now have the entire set except for the shield. And we have a duplicate somewhere. I may have sold it already. It's whatever, I'm not wearing the face mask. The MI helmet that we have is much better. Having said that, decent resistances, another 5% armor, so it's not horrible. And the helmet I'm wearing is, what, +3 to raise skeletons and +3 to manipulation, which I don't have yet. So, it could definitely be better. Alright. We've made it to the middle. Here's the shrine. Now, you can kill Plagius here. You can also just grab the shrine and use a rift gate to just leave. I'm going to kill him because I want to talk about his Monster of Frequent Metal. which I'll do in town. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Plagius, where are you? There it is. Okay. So the Mark of Plagius has some stuff that's kind of useless for us, but it is worth pointing out because it does come with Chaos Resistance as standard. So if you don't have a good Kaiman's badge, you can also kill Plagius and potentially get a replacement for it. Now, my Kaiman's badge has 3 different resistances, one of which is a huge pile of Chaos Res. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to use this one. But this is an option if you're heading into the Necropolis with less than maxed out Chaos Res.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
So let's go ahead and get rid of all these as well. Side grade, 2% PS, 1% moves. You know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth the time for that tiny little upgrade. I probably should do it anyway, but too late. Also just sold that triple rare that I've just finished saying was actually one of the rare good triple rares. Alright, what else we got here? You can have that, and we are good to go. Alright, so Weapon Master Edric here. Yes, we're going to give him the supplies. We get an extra bag, we get some scrap, and we lose Homestead Reputation, but we gain Black Legion, so that's good. And we will head to the Necropolis already, because we haven't been there yet. Shh, don't tell him. Okay, there we go. And you know what? I'm going to chuck these in the bank. And then when we get to ultimate difficulty, I'll forget that I have them here. Same with these. I'll forget I have these. And we'll go and farm them all again. Okay. So, next up is the Necropolis. So let's jump in there. And we're heading for the Tomb of the Watchers, which is the house of the last boss of the base game. So, what's the plan? Agree, agree, agree. We're going to stop the cult. Alright, that's a pretty good plan. Going to refresh all of the minions. Got 8 skeletons. Let's keep going. Okay, since we're here, I am going to check for the Exalted Stash. So there is an Exalted Stash in this area somewhere. It could be kind of here-ish. It's not, but it could be over here. It's probably going to be along the top edge if it's not there. But I get distracted because totem. There we go. Let's kill a few of these guys. This should all die pretty quickly. Of course, my pets are all standing as stupid. None of them died though, which is fun. Okay, level 46. 1 point into Lightning Strike. Honestly, you could probably skip this. The bird is not here for damage. In fact, I am going to skip this. Because as I said, the bird's actually not here for damage. The bird is here for Storm Spirit, and that's it. And the Hellhound is going to be here for the Hellfire Aura, and that's it. So let's push on. I want to get the bar to 50. On the way, I want all 3 of these. 1 point only in Bonds of Bismail. I want probably, I think, 10 points in Aspect of the Guardians. I want to max out Hellfire. Then I want to push forward. I want maxed Manipulation. As many as I can afford in Infernal Breath for the reduced target's damage debuff there. And then I also want to get Possession as our exclusive skill. And then I want to look at maybe getting a few more points into Rotting Fumes, because the Fumble and Impaired Aim is really, really good. And also, if you can get this to 12, it will change from generating additional threat, and instead it will actually taunt. So your enemies will basically be forced to attack the Blightfiend. Got to get a handful of points to do that though. It is quite difficult to do that, especially on this build. Pet builds in general, but really especially on this build. There just aren't enough skill points to do everything you want to do. And so when I made the guide, I had to kind of sacrifice a few things to get other things that I considered to be more important. Checking along here for Exalted Stash. It's not there, so we'll go poke a few other places. It's probably, I think it has to be up here. Turns out it doesn't. That's fine, we had to come over here anyway to get the blood cart. So we'll get the blood cart and we'll be on our way. I'm not too fussed if I don't actually end up finding the Exalted Stash. It's just one guaranteed blue, or we're getting close to the point where it could be purple as well. But generally speaking, while you're leveling, you don't want to be relying on blues and purples anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I don't get one at all. If I do get it, great. If I don't, it doesn't really matter. Most of the items that they drop are going to be no good for your build anyway. There's heaps too many blue items in the game, and they're, generally speaking, pretty weak regardless. Alright, how many more wagons do I need? I need 2 more wagons. That's crazy. These little squares, you have a chance for them to spawn in each of these. I think I should go back and check this one, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a wagon there. I'm sure there was someone who noticed it on the way past and has been yelling at me. It's too busy waffling. Too much talky, not enough watch the mappy. Alright, here's another one. This is going to be the western one. Okay, so we just have the northern one, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be here, so let's just save ourselves a little bit of running. And did I actually just walk straight past it? I absolutely believe that I would have done that. No, I didn't. Okay, that's interesting. There must be another one up here. Or potentially that one. That's alright, we'll head over there and see what's what. It will show on the map, so as long as I actually look at the map, it should be fine. Also, as long as I'm here, lore note. As I mentioned, the lore notes in this game are really, really good. Highly recommend everybody to go read them. Okay. It's not there. There's got to be another one up here then. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the blood flows. And we are done here. So back to the Tomb of the Watchers Rift here. And we are going in. I think I'll probably finish the base game in this episode. We should be right to do that. I'm feeling relatively strong. And I've got plenty of time today. Alright. Having said that though, we are a little bit... we're not over-leveled, but I would say we have got sufficient levels of XP that I'm not too worried about getting it. Having said that, I do see that totem, and of course I'm going to do the totem. Let's give the pets a second to clear all this rubbish out. And let's pop this. There we go. Just going to get over here, away from all the aether goop I can see on the ground. There we go. Alright, now what do we get? We do have another Black Grimoire of Ognapesh. This one has less total speed, but more all damage. I'm not going to use it. Arachnid's Embrace, no. Witch Stalker will eat that. And the rest of this is no. Dominator's Pants, maybe. If you're really desperate for pants, Dominators is an okay prefix. Taskmasters would be better because it would give your pets some Aether and Chaos Res. But I didn't get one of those. Alright, since we're in the area, this particular little loose torch here will open this door and also this door over here. And you can go into a little hidden loot room, which again, you're not going to find anything good in here, but I just like them. Having said that, I did just pick up the Dreadwalker foot pads, which are pet boots. No, they're not. These are not the boots that I was thinking of. And they're actually kind of whatever, now that I'm looking at them. Damage proc when hit, and then move speed is nice, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna use those. They were not the boots that I was thinking that they were. Alright, the only other thing of note on this floor, aside from, actually there's a decent amount left, but the only other boss, I guess, is the giant green worm. Bane Gargoth, I think. I forget the exact name. But giant green worm. We've also got the Devotion Shrine, which you can just see popped up on the map. Formidable of Readiness, that's used to be really, really good. Formidable used to come with physical resistance as a prefix. Now it has, I think, armor, or is it healing? Healing effects increased by 11%, which is still pretty good. Right, let's pop this open, get us another devotion point. The next point in the turtle is, I mean, it's okay, or the tortoise. Some armor, which is always good. Some defensive ability, which is kind of okay. And you always go for the proc first, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to put it on Spectral Binding here. The sooner you get these procs, the sooner they start leveling up. This one is pretty important. This is when things go tits up, this is what's going to save you. So if you get below half health, this will trigger and give you, at level 1, it's 500 damage shield. So it's basically a bubble. And when it's maxed out, it's like 6,000 and something, which is a big chunk of change. So definitely recommend getting it. And the earlier you can bind it, the earlier it can start getting XP and leveling up. So as much as the front foot of the tortoise is actually pretty good, it's not as good as getting extra XP on your on the proc. Okay, speaking of procs getting XP, we got Shepherd's Call leveling up. And I think my big green wormy friend is going to be right here. Yep, there he is. And it is Bane Galgalor. Okay, so not Bane Gargoth. That's right, there's too many of these guys with all their names that are 2 letters apart from each other. Alright, we grab that and we go downstairs to one of my least favorite areas in the game. Seal of the Loghorrean. And it's actually not that bad. The thing that gets me about it is they'll have, depending on where the blockages in the doors spawn, you can go for actually a pretty good long run down a section of the map, only to realize that actually this is a dead end and now you have to go back. And you have to do a whole decent chunk of running through a section of the map that you have already cleared out, and there's nothing in the area. So that's why I dislike this area. The area itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with the area. Just, yeah. So here's the first dead end that I found. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. This is usually blocked here. So you come around here, you get to about here, and you go, oh, it's blocked. And then you have to run back. And then if this one's blocked as well, you gotta go all the way around. Usually it's a pain in the backside. Seems like today, since I'm whinging about it, it's decided to play nice. Cloth of Unspeakable Invocation. Yep. Yep, we're gonna sell that. Lots of chaos damage stuff. Like I mentioned about the blue items, there's so many of them, and they're for so many different builds, that the chance of actually getting one that's good specifically for your build is very, very low. And I know I say that wearing almost complete blues, but let's be honest, this is the only one that's actually relevant for the build, and I'm wearing all the rest of this stuff because it has good armor. Or resistances, that's it. Same with these pants. Those skill points, useless. I'm wearing these pants because of the physical resist, the armor. It's just a general good base item. I don't get anything out of this. There's no pet damage on this. There's no pet health on that. There's no pet resistances on that. This is a pet build, and yes, I'm wearing a lot of blues, but this is the only pet blue out of all of them. I'm actually basically an acid retaliation build, now that I'm looking at it. Not that that's a bad thing. Actually, how much acid retaliation do we do? 730. We don't actually have a huge amount of retaliation damage. But we are wearing gear for a retaliation damage build. Okay, the turtle? Okay, the turtle has just ranked up. So now it's going to be, what, 600? 700 damage shield. This, at low levels, this is kind of whatever. 700 is a 10% shield, so if I get down to 50, it'll kind of bump me back up to 60, which is not amazing. But it is a tier 1 devotion, and we just started leveling it, so we could have got this in Act 1. Right, Bloodlord Thalanus here. Lots of vitality damage, lots of chaos damage, and Curse of Frailty, which is, oh sorry, Bloodsworn Curse, which is really obnoxious. Slows you down, shreds your resistances, generally just bad. Right, the final seal. More lore for the lore gods. Now, I am going to go and fix my vitality resistance if I can. But the other ones you want to pay attention to for the Loghorrean is fire, chaos especially, and poison and acid. So I'm probably not going to be able to fix both of those. I am going to fix... Well, let's see what potions I have available first before I go saying what I'm going to do. Of the two, I would probably prefer to fix vitality and just dodge the poison attack. But we will see what I have available. Let's just get rid of all of you. I could actually fix both. I could take the Mark of the Traveler off my boots and put another anti-venom salve on there, just for while we're fighting the Loghorrean. So I definitely could do that. Actually, let's do that. Give me those boots back. I'm going to save myself a trip to Devil's Crossing. Okay, one anti-venom salve. Give me that. Put it on the boots. Swap the boots. And then... Death Whisper. Yeah. Oh, no. Alright, yeah, this is not happening. We are going to go in with slightly under-capped vitality. I could actually... Venom Guard. I could actually do this. So what I could do is I could do a bone, which I don't have the recipe for. Sanctified Bone is going to be Death's Vigil. It may be the Rovers. It might be Homestead. It's one of them. Let's just do a search for bone. No, we don't want that. Okay. What I could do, and actually I'm not going to do it because it's very expensive. I could take that anti-venom salve off of my helmet and put a sanctified bone there instead. Honestly, these are kind of okay. It's above 50%, which is probably the threshold of kind of what you want, so I'm just going to roll with it, and if I die to a Doom Bolt, it's because of the resistances. And I'm very glad that I didn't have to go to not Homestead, to Devil's Crossing, because I would have cleared this rift. Then I would have had to run all the way back. Okay, here is the seal of the Loghorrean. As you can see, it's nicely smashed to pieces. We're going to go in there. He's going to do fire, poison, chaos, and vitality damage, so try and get those as high as you can. Anything above 50, honestly, you should be fine. Your pets are going to kill him pretty quickly. And make sure you have pet attack on the hotbar. I'm actually going to put that on button number 2, just to kind of make it a little easier. Because when you use pet attack, they all run to the exact spot. So what I want to do is I want to... let's pretend this table is the Loghorrean. I want my pets right up in his face. So then that way they will prioritize attacking him and not prioritize his friends. So that's what I want to do. With that said, let's wait for the cooldown on this. You know what? That's probably fine. Here we go. So we got Olgrim to help us. I'm sending the boys in. They're all going to stand right in front of him. Push the buttons that make the damage happen, and then we'll tell them to attack Loghorrean. Now, I am standing in goop. His breath, when you notice his mouth kind of glow green, he's about to puke on you. Do need to resummon pets, because they're all dying horribly. Probably my fault. Alright, let's get the boys over here. So he's starting to get a little bit of green on his mouth. Not enough. He's not going to puke on me. Probably. Okay, here we go. He swapped last phase. And we're just going to kill him, actually. It looks like we're just going to kill him. Let's get some more skelly boys out and put the curse up, heal the pets. There he goes. No problem at all. Okay, so we get 3 loot containers. Now, one of them, I think it's this one here, the Loghorrean's Corruption, yeah, is going to be one time only. I think it's this one. Yep, so if we came back and killed him, we don't get this one. We'll just get the 2 troves. This one's going to have his Monster Infrequent in it, from memory. Yep, Loghorrean's Corruption there. This one could be good if you need physical resistance. So it used to be if you got one of these to drop that was formidable Loghorrean's Corruption, you could have something like 11 or 12% physical resistance on one item, which was really, really good. This is kind of so-so. I probably would wear this over the Perdition stuff. Obviously, I'm not level 50 yet, so I can't, but I probably would wear that one. Alright, and there's the rest of the loot. Okay, so we are done with the base game. We now have access to Elite and Ultimate. I will be skipping both, actually. The guide I wrote does say that you should poke your head into Elite and do the Slith quest to get an updated Slith resistance ring. But we've already got 2 rings that are actually pretty good, so I'm not going to do that. If you don't have decent rings, go ahead and do it. Or if you need, what is it? It's poison, vitality, and elemental resistance, I think. If you need one of those resistances, then go ahead and poke your head into Elite at this point, and grab yourself the Slith ring. But, yeah, you definitely don't need to. It's just a nice little trick to know about. Okay, Inquisitor Creed here is going to give us a nice purple item here, and we got the Fate Weaver's Mantle, which is pretty good. I will probably wear this. The reason why I'm going to wear this is the armor, and it's got a resistance on it. That's pretty much it. The Fade from Reality proc on it as well is pretty good. So, when danger strikes, basically whenever you get low, it will double your health regen, give you 100% physical resistance, which is basically 80%, because I'm pretty sure it caps out, and 200% pierce resist. So this is not amazing, but it's pretty good, so I will probably wear that at 50. If you get the Touch of the Ever-Living Grove, which is a pair of pet gloves, which are fairly common from this quest, then congratulations, you won the lotto, and you'll have a nice little healing proc for your pets. I think it applies for your pets. If it's not for your pets, it's for you. Okay, I'm going to pick up these quests. I'm going to go bank all my stuff. And I'm going to have one more thing to say before we call this an end to the episode. And that thing is with regards to Captain Reeves here. So we're going to accept his quest. And we're going to go downstairs and talk to Anasteria. Now, her faction reputation gear, we don't need any of it. Her augments are kind of whatever. All of her augments have better versions or similar versions available from the Witch Gods. So, realistically, she doesn't kind of matter. What I'm going to do with her, though, because I don't want her helmet from killing her, I'm just going to tell her that Captain Reeves wants her dead. Why does he hate you? Why should I trust you? And then I'm going to defy Reeve. So this gets us a little bit of minus Black Legion rep, and a little bit of positive Outcast rep, and then I'm going to say I can't help you right now. And the reason why is... where's the Outcast? Here we go. So we're tolerated at the moment. I don't really care about any of her gear or augments or anything like that, so I'm not too worried about it. But we gain reputation for her from killing Ethereals, from killing Chthonians. There's Ethereals and Chthonians all through this game. She will get to Revered just from playing through the game. We don't need to do her quests. Now, if you want some extra XP or whatever, yeah, you can do her quests. You will be absolutely shredding your Black Legion reputation if you do it, but it is extra XP. You can level up decently quick from doing it. She will send you into the Steps of Torment. She will send you into a Chthonian plane. I think the one in the Plains of Strife is where she sends you into. And I'm pretty sure she sends you into the Bastion of Chaos as well. So she's basically the hey, check out the Skeleton Key Dungeons kind of quest boss. But like I said, you will max her reputation just from kind of existing in the game because you kill Ethereals and you kill Chthonians so often. She will just accidentally get to revered. However, that is going to be the end of the episode, so I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.